Good morning, everyone. It's your boy Chris from Sports Pick Chris. We're coming at you with another NFL picks video. Let's get right into it. So it is week 18. So it's the last week for all 32 teams to play. We had two games yesterday. We went 3-1. Najee Harris had 36 rushing yards. We had him at 45.5. He hit that line in the first half, and they just decided to stop handing him the football. He only had 12 touches the entire game as well. I think a game where it was way too close, and a game where the Steelers are not playing, Pittsburgh-like football, good defense, and a great run game. You can't give a running back who's been playing pretty well so far this year a game like that where he only gets 12 touches and 36 yards. So I feel like we're on the right side of everything. Just unfortunate it did not happen to the way that we thought. But Pat Freiermuth went off. And then Derrick Henry had 2 tugs, so the fantasy score at 17.5 smashed. I think he had like 31. And then Jerry Jeudy, first half I think only had like 1 target, and then the second half had 13 targets, or had like 2 targets the first half, and then had like 11 targets the second half. Had 6 catches for almost 70 yards, so that prop smash. So kind of bummed at the way that the game was going for us. We went 3-1 yesterday, but we have 5 picks basically with a 6th one, so it depends what side of it you would like to take, and we'll kind of get into that one, and that's Mike Evans. So the reason why everyone knows we're on Mike Evans, if you watch my video about the incentives, he has $3 million in incentives on the docket for today, but there's 2 ways he needs 2 things to happen to hit that incentives. And that's why we can either go 5.5 receptions. He needs 5 receptions. So the stat line that he needs is 70 catches, 1,000 receiving yards, and 10 touchdowns. He already has 11 touchdowns. He's 85 yards away. He's at 915, and then he's at 65 receptions. Needs 70. So if the prop of 100 receiving yards is too high, you could go to the other coin of that and go, okay, he can go get now his reception prop at 5.5. I'm going to take more than both of those. My fiance is going to the game today. I opted not to go. I wanted to sit down one last time and watch all the games. But we're going to take more of both of these props. I know earlier you could have got Mike Evans at like 90.5, and everyone's been hitting it. So obviously the prop line is going to keep going up. I just think how bad the Saints secondary is and the defense is. Baker Mayfield also has some money on the line. Regardless, I think Baker is going to attack Mike Evans and just going to feed Mike Evans today. So going to the other Bucs player, we're going to go Baker Mayfield 275.5. Not only has his prop been absolutely cashing 4 of his last 5, they can clinch a home playoff game today with just a win. No matter what happens with Atlanta, with just a win that they can clinch. And on the coin of that, Baker also has $2.5 million in incentives. He needs 5 things to happen. He's leading 4 of those 5. The last one is completion percentage, I believe, or yards per completion attempt. And who's the big threat receiver? It's Mike Evans. I think Mike Evans is going to have a game. I think Baker's going to hit it. Not only at 257, I think it's a great line and a great prop. I mean, they played Carolina twice, 354, 235 when they played the Saints. He threw for 300 yards, so I think 257 is a great line. And that was with Marshawn Lattimore in there too. No Marshawn Lattimore. He's with Washington. So I do like the prop at Baker Mayfield, 257.5. To the quarterback right next to him, another man that has $4 million on the line. A lot of people I've seen on either Twitter or other player prop videos that I not only do I make them, but I like watching them too. I like to hear other people's spin and why they feel like this player is going to do well versus another player that's probably not going to do well. This one I really like Geno Smith. Everyone keeps saying that he needs 186 passing yards to make $2 million. But not everyone else is saying that there's also another $2 million prop. If he wins today, I believe they will have a 9-8 record. The Seattle Seahawks. they'll have 10 wins. That's what it is. He'll have 10 wins. He also makes $2 million if they win. The Rams have already clinched. So if Geno Smith throws for 160, 186, and a win, he will get an extra $4 million in a paycheck. So no matter what, I don't feel like it's just going to be a run game. I heard that both running backs are questionable to play today. So I don't know who the receiver is. DK Metcalf hasn't really been too much of a threat as of recently. Don't know if Geno and DK are not getting together much. I know Jackson Smith-Njigba is kind of having his breakout season. I'm going to stay away from the receiver side of Seattle, but I do like the 241. He's hit this one of 5, but the game is going to rely on Geno just to be able to throw the football and keep Seattle in the game. The defense has been playing a little bit better as of recently, but the Rams are still one of the toughest opponents, one of the most dynamic offenses. With Blake Corum, Kyron Williams, Puka, Cooper Kupp, Tyler Higbee. The offensive line, Matthew Stafford. The entire offense is dynamic. Geno's going to have to throw the football to stay in the game. I like the line at 241.5, and there's a lot riding on him. Not just a win, but an extra $2 million on top of that. Going to our next prop, we're going to take an anytime touchdown with Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz needs 2 touchdowns and 90 yards to eclipse, I believe it was $1 million. I don't know if he's going to get 90 yards. I know he hit with Zach Ertz. I know people are taking his receiving prop at 40. I know he hit 72, that's a ridiculous amount for Zach Ertz. I know the Dallas defense all isn't the best, but I think taking 40 yards is I also like the prop. But he also needs 2 touchdowns. I'd rather take the Demon Goblin. If you're gonna take the Mike Evans Green Goblin, take the Zach Ertz anytime touchdown Goblin. He has 4 of his last 5 games, 2 going against Atlanta, to kind of even make it a talking point where Zach Ertz could eclipse his touchdown incentive. So we'll take the half touchdown with Zach Ertz. I think he gets in the end zone. Dallas has a terrible defense. They've been playing better as of recently, if you want to say that. But again, even against the tight end position, they're one of the worst. Dallas is. And Zach Ertz has played against Dallas almost his entire career. Coming from Philly, took a short stint in Arizona, but now back in Washington. So he knows how Dallas is, and Dallas's defense has been for years. So I like Dallas. Zach Ertz at anytime touchdown today. And then the last one actually doesn't have any incentives. It's just I love the line at 98.5 for Bijan. He's hit this line 2 of the last 5 times, but if you look onto your right, he's hit 90 yards, 94 yards, 92 yards. It's actually 6 straight games eclipsing over 90 yards, 90 rushing yards. And Carolina is dead last in rushing defense. They are dead last in having the most missed tackles at 190 missed tackles on the season. And you know who's the running back with the most forced missed tackles? Is Bijan Robinson at 189. So I love the prop at 98.5. If you think it's a little bit much, you can take the 89.5, and I think you're sitting straight green there. Or if you even want to take the 79.5. But I do like the 98.5 with Bijan. And those are our 6 props for the day. And then the last one, if you want to take between the Mike Evans receptions or the Mike Evans yards, just because I'm a Giants fan, but I think the next one will be Naylor from Minnesota at 15.5. So Jalen Naylor, he's been a player I've seen a lot recently on Twitter, and so I decided to take a little bit of a deep dive into it. Jalen Naylor is the 3rd receiver. I know most people know Jalen Naylor, but he's the 3rd receiver on Minnesota, but playing a bigger role when Jordan Addison was out. He kind of stepped up with him and Justin Jefferson, but he played so well that they're kind of giving him more of a target share and more snaps. Jalen Naylor with 15.5 against a this the third worst Detroit defense or secondary as of recently, just due to them being depleted. Jalen Nailor of 15.5 receiving yards. I've seen people putting up props of plus 60 receiving yards with Jalen Nailor. I'll just take the 15.5 with Nailor. That's basically coming out to one catch. For him, he's more of a deep threat type of a guy, and he's been able to hit his prop. If he gets 2 catches, I know his reception prop is at a half as well. I mean, he's hit that in every single game. So if you guys like Jalen Nailor, I like the one reception. I also like the receiving yards. Kind of a sneakier prop. If you're kind of staying away from some of the incentives and you want like legit players, Bijan and Nailor, and Minnesota is still fighting for the number 1 spot in the NFC, so they're going to put all their players out there, and they're going to, again, try to get that first round bye. So Jalen Nailor is someone I'm also attacking today, so I wanted to give you guys a little bonus pick. So feel free to follow me on Twitter, subscribe to the YouTube, whatever it is. I'm just excited to keep making videos for you guys. So, I'm bummed it's week 18, so we don't have to keep doing these but wild card weekends coming up, and I'm so excited to see it. But guys, feel free to leave a like, subscribe, go follow our Twitter. We went 2-0 in golf yesterday. We went 3-1 in football and NFL, so we have been cashing recently. So make sure you keep tailing our picks, and I'm gonna keep bringing them out to you guys. So let's get this channel to 350 subscribers. We're almost there. I think we need 3 more. So make sure you like and subscribe. And thank you guys so much. And make sure you on this beautiful Sunday, you guys stay green.